Hello, hello. Welcome to my channel. I am Luna, the Zen Witch, and this is, I'm not forget any kind of kitschy little phrases. This is the quiet zone tonight. Round two or second attempt at least to do a live stream this week because oy vey have I been suffering with allergies. So everybody else out there that is allergic to the shit that's in the air right now, you have my sympathies. I've done everything I can do. I cannot take antihistamines, first of all. Being a member of the von sensitive family, I have trouble with any kind of medications. And antihistamines are a guaranteed sinus infection. And even with ones that aren't supposed to make you sleepy, I will be out for 24 hours cold. So I've rinsed my sinuses. I have done my inhaler and used my Flonase and had 2 pots of thyme tea. If you don't know about thyme tea, hello Samantha, hello Debbie, hello Tavia. This is not to, diagnose or treat or anything like that, but thyme tea is amazing it's an antispasmodic. So if you have a cough, it will calm the spasms down, and it gets rid of mucus and phlegm and stuff. So if you've got stuff in your lungs that you can't clear, it'll really help you clear them. March 2020, right before COVID hit our area, I got terribly sick for a month. I never lost my taste or smell, except when one evening my sinuses were packed so tight I couldn't sniff. So it wasn't COVID, but I had this cough that I just couldn't clear, and it was gunky, and I started drinking thyme tea, which my sister told me about. Thank you, Dana. And within 10 minutes of drinking that tea, I'd clear everything out. It was awesome. So doing everything I can. Hi, Marcy. Welcome, sweetheart. I do. This was part of my birthday present from my daughter. So look, I got it all cut off. It's up to here. And it's funny, I say I got it all cut off, but it's still long. I forget how long my hair was, but it feels fresh. It feels like a change. Who else is with me in this just give me fucking anything I can control kind of summer? Give me anything I can control. I can control my hair, and I couldn't control it before, so I'm very, very happy to have new hair. And hello, Becca, my love. Hi, Haley. All right. Welcome, Haley. Yep, I hear you. I hear you, sister. Okay, so welcome, everybody. Check in if you haven't already. I'm going to try, here I go, not to be coughing and clearing my throat. Sometimes if I really have to hack, I'll shut the microphone off. But you know how it goes. Nothing more we can do. I feel like okay, who knows this song? It was a B-side of, I think, Let It Be. The Beatles' Let It Be. It was called You Know My Name, Look Up the Number. It was like their only B-side that you never heard on the radio. And it was just this little knockoff comedy thing that John and Paul did. And at the end, John makes all these, these old man noises. That's me. So I will try not to expose you to those noises. And yes, thank you for hitting the like button, hitting subscribe if you haven't done that already. Let's get started, shall we? First thing I want to do, okay, there's a fruit fly flying around here, and I am bent on murder. Warning. Fair warning. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, there's something that I just wanted to share with you. Came across my feed, and it's one of those things of just a really good quote and a really good kind of jumping off point. And I never knew it was from C.S. Lewis. And he says, it's like big news flash here. You don't have a soul. You do not have a soul. You are a soul. You have a body. We get that backwards. And this in a nutshell is the human condition, and the conflict of being human is that we are a soul, limitless and, unified with everything. vast and wise, but we're in this body that makes us subject to space and time. You know, soul goes beyond time, beyond space. It's in the quantum field. But a body exists in time and space. So when we opt in to this earth school and we come down here, it's the big squeeze. You know, we're squeezing this eternal thing into this limited, finite, impermanent vehicle. And we spend our entire lives grappling with that. That's basically it. Because the soul wants, you know, union with everything. The body wants pleasure. The body has its needs, but the body also has its wants. And navigating that is part of getting through this earth school. So let's do some readings tonight and see how we can help this. I've got Robin Wood here, and I have Elle as well. I'm thinking, you know, maybe 3 from Robin Wood. What usually happens, I'll say I'm only going to do 1, and by the time I get to the end of the signs, I'm doing 4 because they're flying out of the deck. So I'm going to take 3. She says, laughingly. All right. Give us a general reading for tonight, please. A general reading to set the tone for this week. All right, we have Mars. We had Mars last week, too. Mars in Cancer. In the 12th house. Holy mackerel. That's an interesting hodgepodge. Okay. Well, Mars, of course, is strength and aggression. It's you know, passion, motivation, fire, warrior energy. And you put it in Cancer, and it can make for some pretty aggressive nurturing. It can make for, gosh, I just heard the phrase domestic warrior, and it's like, what the hell does that mean? I think, actually, it's kind of like standing up for, putting motive, you know, pointing your motivation, pouring your passion into nurturing, the subject of nurturing in the now, you know, what is needed in the now. So to do that, of course, you need to connect with people, and in the 12th house is where we go into the unconscious, the collective unconscious, where we're all connected and where we can all really understand each other. So Mars in Cancer can be assertive, you know, in a natal chart it can talk about smother love, about just being way too pushy with your nurturing. So we do need to watch out for that. And instead, to take it to its most positive expression, just think about the peaceful warrior, or the warrior that is here to make sure that basic needs get met, to make sure that the body does get nurtured, that we care for, you know, the stomach. And Cancer rules the stomach, it rules the bladder, it rules the breasts. Uh-oh, it's not going to be that kind of night, is it? Everything that's a container is ruled by Cancer. So just being passionate about self-care, about nurturing, the nurturing that you give, making sure that it gets where it's going. You know, Mars has that arrow sticking out there, that boner, more accurately. And the 12th house really is about the subconscious. So perhaps when we're coming into this new moon, we can do some visualization, some trance work. That would be 12th house stuff. And imagine how we can stand up more passionately for the nurturing of the planet, the nurturing of ourselves, our fellow human beings. How can we pour energy into the mother energy? You know, awakening the goddess, doing something very passionate to awaken the goddess in your own system, awaken the goddess externally in the world, visualize her, see her, and send the vibe out. That's what I'm going with. All right. Now, starting with our Leos. Leo mio. Sorry. And boy, oh boy, here they come. Look at this, would you please? Oh, ouch. All right. Let me pop that out of there. All right. All right, all right. I keep saying all right. Wait. There. If there was any chatter going on in the background, it should be gone now. The Devil, the Hierophant, and the Five of Cups. Holy shit. All right, Leos. It is time to address the stuff that has got you by the short and curlies. What is it? Where is your attachment? Where do you feel a loss of control? Where do you feel like I don't have a choice? I mean, Eight of Swords is the more I don't have a choice. This is I'm chained and bound to something here. Something that has more control of you than you have of it. The Hierophant says this is an old habit that has got to go. And then Five of Cups says we've got some emotions to go through here. I mean, when we're approaching this new moon in Leo in particular, because it's bracketed by Aquarius moons on either side, and we're approaching this blue moon in Aquarius, this is where we reset the lunation cycles. I don't know how long it's been, and I meant to go back and look, and I didn't. But I'm not sure how long we've been doing kind of these backward lunations where we have the new moon of the sign coming after the full moon in that sign. So we are now resetting. So this Sunday's new moon, we have new moon in Leo, and then we have an Aquarius moon which opposes Leo. So we bring that Leo start to fruition in the realm of ideas, of innovation, of creating the new. So for you, Leo, what you need to look at going into moon dark before this new moon here is look at where things are clinging to you. I'm hearing the word clinging, or things that you are clinging to. What are you clinging to that needs to go? And you know what? Looky what I didn't do here. Oh my God, you guys, it is going to be one of those nights. Guides and guardians, ancestors, allies, you are here. I know you're here. Thank you for being here. I'm sorry I'm all going backwards here as I'm talking about the lunations finally going forward. Right on. All right. So what is clinging to you? What are you clinging to, Leo, that just needs to move on, that needs to be grieved? It's not just move on, it's grieving. Look at the Five of Cups here. These cups need to spill. It's not going to tax you. It's not going to tap you out. It's not going to take you down. It's going to clean you out. All right? So looking at what habitual clinging is happening here that needs to be busted on this new moon. And then we have Manara from the Elle Key Oracle. Patience, waiting, and determination. She who waits. So think about from the new moon to the full moon in Aquarius on the 22nd. And what it is that you're kind of waiting for. And see, what I'm seeing with these two in reference to each other is that there's a part of you that's just kind of waiting until this gets cleaned out of your energy system. Until the grief that's been on you, the inhale that you've been afraid to exhale, the letdown. You know, let yourself feel the letdown and to grieve that. You've been waiting. Once you do that, once we get through this, then things start moving forward again. All right? All right. And I'm going to do just a quick cut. And then I'm just going to say here, here, and here. We're going to do it fast and dirty tonight. All right, Virgos. Interesting, interesting, interesting. There was another one that wanted to come before this, but my thumb caught this one. So we have both the 9 and the 10 of Wands. All right, Virgo, you have been carrying it. You've been under it. Look at the 9 of Wands says, I've built something here. I'm going to sit back and, feel my accomplishment, but also protect what I have done, kind of guard my achievements. And carrying way too much, carrying more than your share of the burden, working until it gets oppressive. But then the sun comes out. So this new moon for you, Virgo, is about dropping the load. I've got a couple of decks, and one of them is the After Tarot that shows the moment after of this man carrying all the rods, having dropped them all, that the burden was too much and he's kind of picking up the pieces. So the message here, Virgo, is to willingly put some down before you have to drop them all. All right? That's what brings the sun out. That's what brings joy. I mean, Virgos love to work. Nothing happier than a Virgo in process, right? They're all about process. So do your process, you know, but the 10 here says that we're doing too much, that too much work is not a joy. So it's time to whittle some things down so you can experience the joy again. And then we have Breeze, she who surprises, surprise, discovery, revelation. So I'm drawn here to this man's head down, nose to the grindstone, right? Shoulder to the wheel, all these head down things. And then the sun comes out, and Breeze says, surprise, there's a beautiful sun out there to see. There are beautiful things to look at. Lift your head from the work, take a look around, and you'll feel the joy again. Step into your environment, out of your head, out of your work, out of that process mode, and just look up and feel the joy here. Feel the surprise. All right, I kind of like this cutting method, because I don't have to stop and think about it. You know, I'm sitting here going, okay, that was the sun. Going, you know, take your time and feel which card wants to come. And it's like, you know what? My guides have this. All I have to do is cut them and they'll be right. So, speed reading. Okay, Libra. And we've got the Hierophant out for a second time. Hierophant comes out to talk about routines and regimens and habits, things that aren't questioned, dogma. What is the dogma in your life? And look at, we're bracketed by threes here, the Three of Pentacles and the Three of Wands. Okay. So this talks about planning, collaborating, having a master plan, having something that is, you know, that you're looking forward to executing. And this one talks about results arriving. And you know, the Two of Wands is about planning as well. This is about really bringing the skills. But let's see what the Hierophant in the middle here. Hold on. Okay. What I'm hearing from the Hierophant is just so. I'm hearing this phrase, just so. Libra wanting it just so. Everything nice, everything perfect, everything peaceful and beautiful. You know, the perfect part is a Virgo thing, but Libra has its perfectionism too. They want things to be aesthetically pleasing, to, you know, to be peaceful all the time. So, let's see. I'm looking at the Hierophant as kind of like the things that don't change or that we don't want to change. This is gospel. We don't question it. All right? But I think what needs to happen here is that you reassess your plan. Look at how execution is going. I mean, Libra, it's really... I don't know. Why is this one stumping me so bad? Hold on. Let's see what you guys have to say. Hi, Stephanie. Hello, darling. Welcome. I'm glad you're here. Okay. So we take our skills, you know, the skills that we are master of, we employ them, and now ships are coming in. But the Hierophant says, I don't feel any different. Okay, that's what I'm getting. I don't feel any different. Nothing has changed. So what I would say, Libra, is this week just you know, when you want something to change, change something. Sometimes we really want fresh energy, and 3 is a yang number. Odd numbers are yang, they're active, they're in motion. So it's like we've got things in motion here and are looking for the results of it, but it just feels like nothing changes. And so many times we want change, we want things to be dynamic and blossoming and flowing, but we don't want to change anything. We want things to be different, we don't want to change anything. So the message from the Hierophant is, if you want things to be different, you have to make a change. And we have She Who Radiates, Geneva. Knowing, ambition, confidence. All right, so Libra, it's time to really focus on these two, and the confidence that you have from the mastery of your skills, knowing that the skills that you have employed, whether this is on a particular project or, you know, on a personal level, a big sweeping thing, whatever thing you're focusing on, bringing your skills to bear, know that you're going to start seeing the results coming back within this week. All right. If you haven't seen them already, they're going to be coming back this week. Things are coming to fruition. But the Hierophant just says, be willing to flex. Be willing to open up to change and let things change. And Geneva says, radiate. This is where you radiate your talent, your skill, your beautiful Libra spirit, you know, your social spirit, and just let yourself shine. All right. Hierophant says it doesn't always have to be by the rules. Okay. Scorpio. It's going to jam through tonight. That's good, because who knows where my voice is going. And we have the magical 13 watching. Welcome to all of you. It's really weird. I feel like, for some reason, tonight I look like I'm on green screen. It's very strange. Okay, shuffling. Too much shuffling. Scorpio. Ow! Holy crap, you guys. This new moon, going into this moon dark, is going to be an intense one. Very intense. Please watch my new moon chart reading. It's only like 8 minutes long or something. So we have the Two of Wands and Death and the Three of Swords. All right, so we see the Two of Wands is usually looking out, like over the domain, looking out to the future, but he's actually facing the past side. He's facing the left. So we're kind of looking at the past, maybe the plans I made in the past, things that didn't pan out, things that didn't quite pay off. And then the Death card says there's just something that you need to let go of here. Whatever you're ruminating on, Scorpio, whatever you're having a hard time letting go of, which is like fucking everything for Scorpio, it's time to let go. It's time to say not every plan was meant to come to fruition. You know, there is no shame in aborting a plan, in saying, I don't have the energy for this anymore. I've changed my mind, or, you know, my energies lie elsewhere, or this is going to be a failure, or this was a failure. Just looking to the past. The only reason to look to the past like that is to learn from it. So learn from it. If you find yourself grinding on about it, the Death card is there saying it's time to bury it. Give it a decent burial and then grieve it. Here's the Three of Swords. Hi, Sherry. Welcome, dear. Happy freaking Lionsgate week, I'm telling you. I'm telling you. It has been brutal already. I didn't sleep for shit last night, and it wasn't the kind of can't get into a deep sleep flipping and flopping around. It was, I am wide fucking awake. I'm going downstairs for a couple hours, you know. So, yeah, it's been intense already. So, Scorpio, something really needs to stop for good and forever this week. Name it. Wring the juice out of it, grieve it, let it go. Here we have She Who Becomes Eterna. Metamorphosis, transcend, journey. That's you this week, Scorpio. You are the master of transformation and transcendence. So it's time to lift things from the scorpion level to the eagle level to the phoenix level. All right. And Eterna says you are waiting to become. So it's Phoenix week for you in this Lion's Gate. And of course, if you are a Leo, it's one thing, but if you are a Taurus, Aquarius, or Scorpio, you are having these energies squaring your natal signs and potentially squaring your sun or moon or ascendant, whatever you have in those fixed signs. So you could be feeling that intensity. This is why it's important to have your chart and work with it to the point where you know the degrees of your planets, where you can tell, you know, when you hear things are happening, you can relate it in your head to your chart. Oh yes, that's hitting me here. So, all right. There you go, Scorpio. You be your bad, glorious, transformative self this week. Intense energies all around us. All around us. All right. Sag. Just watching everybody greeting each other. I love it so much. Okay, Sagittarius. Oof. Oh my God, look at these cards, you guys. All right. This is Reckoning Week, and this is, yeah, talk about Lionsgate and, you know, the courage work we did. I'm definitely going to do a prayer circle either tomorrow or Saturday, either tomorrow night or Saturday afternoon, I'm not sure which, but I think we are going to do, just rather than the chakras, just do a meditation for awakening this lion goddess inside of us, because look at, we all need it. Look at the cards that have been coming up here. 10 of Swords smack in the middle, and look at the Knight of Cups and the Queen of Wands coming in. So Sagittarius, whatever you feel like is crashing and burning in your life, wherever you feel like you're just hitting rock bottom, the Knight of Cups is here to say it's okay to feel. And the Queen of Wands is here to say, go for it, baby. Okay, so this can talk about an offer, but the Knight of Cups is very emotionally expressive. You know, the Knights are dynamic and active. And you see his like mer horse coming through the waves here and galloping through. I love the image so much. Can you see? Just, this is such a beautiful deck. So here he comes saying your tank is not anywhere near empty emotionally, that you can feel the loss and it's not going to take you down, because look at the Queen of Wands here. You are a fiery personality. You are dynamic. You have courage. You have great courage. And you have the ability to change, being a mutable sign. So it's okay. We can look at things full in the face. We can see, call it what it is, feel it to its full depths, and you're going to come out absolutely okay, Sagittarius. She who enfolds a Trent, suave embrace, self-care. Okay, look at this. Yes, exactly. Look at the quartz on either side of this. This is about self-care. It's also about letting others care for you, Sagittarius, about voicing your trauma, voicing the thing that is really hurting you, where you're feeling like I'm just hitting rock bottom. And you can get emotional support, and you have good friends that can listen and support you as well and carry some of that load. So she who enfolds says, let yourself be embraced by the people that are around you, the people that you love, the people that love you, and do that as an act of self-care. This week, Sag. Embrace yourself and do things like, you know, that the word swathe or swathe, I think you can, it's probably swathe. Anyway, with the E on the end, like bathe. To, you know, wrap yourself in something. Ooh, I'm getting kind of this image. I've seen people using altar cloths not as something to set things on, but as something to lay over, to kind of sanctify. You have a special cloth. You can do that with yourself too. I also get an image of getting in a tub and really feeling the water touching all of your skin and just letting it letting it heal you there. Ooh, suave. See, that's the way I've always said it, suave. But, you know, it's like bath and bathe. Bathe is the verb. So I would not be surprised if swathe was an alternate pronunciation. Time to be queen, absolutely. Whoops. All right, well, she wants to come out. We have Manara again, she who waits. And two that got left on the table. What did I hear? Oh, somebody was outside talking. That freaked me out for a minute. All right. So court cards for you as well. Those two that got left on the table obviously wanted to come out. We have the Knight of Pentacles and the King of Cups. All right, the Knight of Pentacles is telling me he is the patient knight. That discretion is the better part of valor. Of being a knight, knowing when to go and when to sit still. The King of Cups knows himself emotionally, is intimate friends with all of his feelings, and he stays put and lets them inform him rather than reacting to them. And here is where the victory lies. There is where the victory lies. And Manara came up again, she who waits. So we have patience, waiting, determination. So what better Capricorn keywords are there? Patience, waiting, determination, all Capricorn, all Saturn. And so this is just describing what that looks like. It looks like being a warrior using discretion, picking his battles. So this week, Capricorn, it's time to pick your battles. And pick them based on how much emotional fallout do I really want to experience right now? How much drama do I need? Do I need this? No, I don't. How do I feel about this? You let your feelings inform you. So you pick your battles, and the ones that you choose end up victorious. But waiting is key. Waiting is key, and knowing when to move and when not to move. Short and sweet for you, Capricorn, but you know what? Why do we need any more? Samantha, I'm going to get you. I got to sing something else in my head right now. All right. Well, I have to say I'm having fun so far. I was worried that I was going to be, you know, it's going to be a sufferfest trying to keep from clearing my throat, but the time tea did its job, thankfully. Suave, rico suave. All right, Aquarius. And I just looked up at 3333 on my OBS. All right. Woof. Look at you. You go, Aquarius. All right. Time to bring your passions to the fore this week, Aquarius. The Page of Wands says, shine a light on it. Shine your light on it. Feel the inspiration. And then we have the 1 and the 21. The beginning and the end. All right. So, inspiration strikes. As the magician, you have the basic skills that you need. You know what you need to do to bring something to complete fruition, to completion. The world is that all-access pass. So it talks about your past accomplishments. The magician certainly can talk about starting something new, starting a new project. But the world talks about bringing something to completion as well. And then over here we have she who forgives, remorse, guilt, and forgiveness. Okay, let's put these two together. All right. So on the subject of forgiveness, this week, Aquarius. This is a tough one for you. You're a fixed sign. Fixed signs find it hard to forgive. We carry things into the future, and they can lock in. So looking at where you might be stuck, and there's not stuckness here. Hold on a second. I'm looking at the beginning and the end of the story. So there's a story that you have to tell here. There's a story that you need to live here. And now is the time. Sorry, I have to move my back. Now is the time to look at the beginning, the end. I just heard the phrase, well begun is half done. So it's time to tap into your inspiration, into your passion, begin it well on this new moon. And the way to begin a spell, the best, of course, is to have the absolute outcome in mind. The more clearly you define the outcome, the more quickly the universe can bring it to you. And actually, I mean, it's not about quickly, because the universe can deliver, quickly on whatever you want. The thing is that when we put out like general terms or abstract terms like happiness, like love, like, health, wealth, those kinds of things. Those are terms that we think we understand, we have a grasp on, we know generally what it means. But what does it mean for you in your life at this time? Okay, in time and space. Remember, the words love and happiness and bliss, those are soul words. Those are words that cause your soul to resonate because they're vast, they're limitless, right? They're all-encompassing. But being in a body in time and space, you need to bring those soul concepts down into time and space as well. Here's when I need this to happen. Here's exactly what it's going to look like in the material world when it's manifest. All right? So like if you're looking for a new car, see yourself driving that car. Hear what you're saying about that car. Feel the delight when you're making the payment that's way lower than you ever thought it would be. Okay? Details, details, details. That's what you need to do this week, Aquarius. And bring that story. All right. I'm still kind of trying to mash the forgiveness part in here, remorse and guilt. I think it's just time to let go of, the old, and it's talking about forgiveness, but I'm going to focus on remorse and guilt here, Aquarius. So what is it that you can't let go of as far as your judgments of yourself? And see about getting to that, getting to work on that this week. I am tripping all over my tongue tonight. All right. So we got kind of a mini sermon in the middle of that one. Sorry. All right. All righty. Pisces. They're telling me to cut them one more time. All right. Oh, look at dreamy Pisces here. Wow. I am liking this cutting. They seem to have, some of them have been stumpers for me, but they really seem to be resonating with the signs. Okay. So we have the High Priestess here. That certainly is you, Pisces. The deep inner knowing that is so deep that sometimes you can't even bring it into your conscious mind. Next to the King of Cups, having mastery of emotions. So the High Priestess harnesses, like the King of Cups, harnesses her emotions. She's described in some decks as being emotionless, as being detached. It's not because she doesn't feel. It's because she understands that those feelings are part of the body, but it's the soul that's driving this boat. The soul that looks at those feelings and understands what they're there for, what wisdom they're bringing, and so that gives her mastery. But this week, Pisces, so we need to do that. We need to look at, maybe where you're getting a little bit lost in your feelings, and you can take a step back like the High Priestess and observe, not absorb, remember? And then Seven of Cups here says there's just a little bit of wandering, mental wandering here, where you need to kind of focus in on something, Pisces. This is where the feelings are what can take us from one thing to another. And try to go like one step deeper. And instead of making your choices around what do I want, like what does the body want, ask the High Priestess instead, what does the soul want here? What is it that will help me fulfill my higher purpose? And, by all means, you guys, if you want to do spell work to bring some pleasure into your life, physical pleasure, there is nothing wrong with that. You don't have to have these lofty soul purposes in order for it to be worthy magical work, right? It's your choice. You're living in this vehicle too. So, but this is saying, Pisces, that we need to kind of rein in just sort of the being awash in feelings, tap into that deeper wisdom, and kind of focus in on your purpose in terms of what am I here to accomplish. She who remains Manatili is here. Powerful, devotion, true worth. Devotion is a Piscean word. Sacrifice, devotion, offering it up. That is the strength of Pisces. They can channel energy, and it's a giveaway. No return expected, right? So look at where you want your energies to go, where you want to send your devotion, because it is powerful. And she who remains says, opposite of Pisces, getting accused of disappearing on us, because they do that. This is she who remains. Okay, so this is the part of you that sticks around, that has the strength, and that is going to focus in and stick around until you get to your goal. Sorry, I heard my husband have a monohic and it distracted me. Everything okay down there? Oh my God. My husband does these things. Poor guy. It's painful. And we call them monohics. They're just this giant, like, intake of breath that's very loud, and it takes him by surprise every time. And I just heard one of those from downstairs. Okay. Aries. I'm trying to decide if I need to change my chair. I think I do. Hold on. Oh, come on. All right. This is my kneeler chair. Oh, okay. That will help my back. But now I'm tall, so I have to readjust everything. All right, here we go. Aries. I wish you could see the mess that... Actually, I don't wish you could see it. I'm glad you can't see it. But I got a mess in here. All right. Aries. That wanted to go. Oh, look what we got here, Aries. The Lovers and Justice. And the Four of Wands. All right. So certainly, Aries, something is coming to you this week. This is strong attraction principle here. Feeling that attraction. Aries, being in your passion attracts the things that you need to you. When you get excited about something, when it's like, you can just magically, energetically, magnetically attract things to you. And we've got the Justice card here. So it talks about attracting to you what you deserve. What is rightfully yours and what you deserve, Aries. And then Four of Wands here talks about collaboration, dancing with another. So look at the brackets. The Lovers and the Four of Wands. So this can certainly be about relationship. Let's look at relationship stuff here, saying that the dance is moving and flowing. Perhaps this week it's time to just do an update, to renegotiate. This doesn't have to be a romantic relationship. It can be a friendship, a work relationship. But it says justice in the middle here says something needs balancing. Something needs to be looked at, negotiated through, talked about, brought back into balance so things are fair. And so that I'm getting, what I deserve and what belongs to me. This is this kind of spiritual energy of the law of attraction. This is more the day-to-day energy of cooperation and collaboration. But in the middle, it says we need to suss some things out here and weigh some things out so that everything is fair and balanced. And Elle is she who grants wishes, wish, desires, and hope. So back to the attraction principle here. What is it that you wish would happen in this situation? What is it that you need to say, or just the energies that you need to put out to bring things back into balance for yourself? And when she comes up there right before a new moon, that's a very auspicious card for spell work. She who grants wishes. So I'm focusing here on the grants part, she who grants wishes, because I see these as, facets of yourself, of course. So know that you are the one that grants the wish by speaking it, by bringing it into form in your mind first, in detail, and then, starting to channel it through your body to bring it into manifestation. You are the one that grants the wish by energizing it. Okay. Taurus. All right. Strength card. Hang in there, Taurus. You know how powerful you are, and you also know how gentle you are. The Strength card is always talked about as a Leo card, but it is also a very appropriately a Taurus kind of card, because Taurus has that stable, earthy, grounded, peaceful energy. Remember that your ruler is Venus, love and pleasure, and there's certainly love on her face, love and nurturing, and the beast can feel it. The beast feels it. So time this week to bring that loving, calming, nurturing energy powerfully to bear. I mean, never forget that this is a lion here. So there's power here, but we express it in a way of, here's what I love. Here's what I'm loving into being. Now, let's look at those two. We've got the Five of Cups, so you don't get off scot-free here. You also have to go through your emotional stuff this new moon. There are some things that need to be grieved. You can feel it bubbling up to the surface. Let it bubble up. Let it flow. Let it go through your physical system. And the Ace of Swords says we have a new start that comes because of what we cut away, what we let go of. So the letting go here is in terms of the emotional, what we are willing to feel, to release from our system. So rather than the term let go, release is a better one, because release, you can, give me some English words, please, brain. Release is more about the emotions. You can think about having an emotional release. Okay, and that's a very healing and healthy thing. And that will help you catalyze this new beginning. So what I'm looking at here, and we got she who forgives for you as well. So there's something that needs to be grieved and forgiven, and that's what the sword is. And sometimes with forgiveness comes, and now I am done with you forever. And that's what the sword is saying. Just because you forgive somebody doesn't mean you let them back in, doesn't mean you like them or love them or can abide them in any way. But forgiving says, I have harvested everything that is mine to get from this experience, and I will not live my life in terms of it any longer. I will not let my life be defined by it. Even though it has been, when we go through traumas in particular, they shape us. They shape us. But when we have been shaped into, our most positive form, when we take it to the most positive manifestation, then we can let go of the story. And letting go of the story is part of forgiveness. I'm not going to, play this tape anymore. I release you. Here's a great way to forgive. I release you to your karma. I lovingly release you to your karma. And over here, yes, she who forgives. So the remorse, guilt, forgiveness. Forgive yourself. Always forgive yourself. When you're forgiving somebody else, always forgive yourself as well for whatever you need to forgive yourself for. That's your business, okay? But always forgive yourself as well. You are powerful, Taurus, and you can move some powerful stuff through this week. All right, Geminis. Did somebody turn themselves around? No. All right. I am so grateful for this kneeler chair. If you have back problems and you do a lot of sitting at a computer and you've never tried a kneeler chair, you should. Because now I am not in pain anymore. My neck was really starting to hurt, but it's because of the way I was sitting. Kneeler chair puts my spine in a great position. It's very, very good. And it's especially good because I didn't make it to my doctor's appointment with the orthopod today to start my shots. So, because I was up all night. All right. Gemini, I'm looking at these two looking in opposite directions. The Empress in the middle, looking at abundance, looking at resources, Gemini. Looking to the past, looking to the future. We've got the Two of Wands looking to the past. How did my plan, okay, wait. Sorry, stop talking, Luna. All right. So he's looking to the past here, and I'm hearing change of plan with that for some reason. But it talks about having a plan, taking responsibility, taking up the responsibility for something. And Queen of Swords on this side is looking out to the future there. She's got a tale to tell, or three. Queen of Swords is a woman who's been through the battles. She's been through them. And then we've got the Empress in the middle. And she who changes over here. Okay, hold on, Gemini. All right. Boy, I got to tell you guys, this must be allergy head coming up as I'm getting towards the end here because my brain is just kind of fogged over. All right, so we're dealing with resources. We're dealing with the abundance principle with the Empress and mothering, nurturing principles. We've got to look at our plans that we've made, and we look at the story that we're carrying and the battles that we've fought. And Iris is she who changes, transformation, change, enchantment. All right. So I'm going to consolidate her down to the Empress here. She who changes. And I heard change of plans. So I think this week, Gemini, it's time to look at things and see where the plan needs to be edited, changed in some way, adjusted. Queen of Swords. She can be a little stubborn. So she who changes comes in here to remind you that you do need to adjust. Even though Gemini is a mutable sign, the Gemini part of you is very versatile and adjustable. But you also have all the fixed signs in your chart too. and the part of you that can be very stubborn. So, and two, okay, I'm looking here and I'm hearing harvest your story, harvesting the story, and making it into, you know, an actual story, a poem or something, so that then you can move towards the future. You can harvest the lessons from it. And she who changes says, just be willing to adjust the plan, be willing to let go of the things that you're holding precious. Sometimes we hold our stories so precious to us. And they can be open to reinterpretation. We can reinterpret our past, and in a way that lets us off the hook, in a way that really lightens things. But the Empress says it's time to get down to the physical level of things this week, Gemini, out of your head, down to the physical things. Look at how you can change plans. Look at how you can adjust the way you're dealing with resources. What changes do you need to make to get the most out of the resources that you currently have? Okay? That's what I got there. Okay, Samantha. Two of Wands. I've done this before. I can do it again. Now, where do I want to send my energy to? Yes, that's wonderful. Thank you. Thank you for that. Because it's a 2, so you have a choice with the 2s. All right, we've got some falling out here. Only 2. Ooh. Cancer. Looky there. 2 pages. And the Ace of Cups. Things are going to be launching a bit for you this week, Cancer. Those pages have such raw elemental energy. They are young. It's this young, fresh energy of passion and of ideas. The Page of Swords is about cutting through to the truth. And the Page of Wands is about letting inspiration take you to a joyful place. Look at that Ace of Cups. Cancer, you alone out of everybody here have like this beautiful reading this week. That Ace of Cups says there's a new beginning, that you apparently, through your season, Cancer, you have done your work. You've done your emotional work. You've been moving things ahead for yourself. Now it's time for a fresh start. Look at what's inspiring you, what you want to kick off as a wonderful creative thing, what ideas you have that really need to get launched in some way. Okay. And we have She Who Grants Wishes for you too, Alice. So this week, Cancer, I mean, it's one of those things where you might be tempted to just throw it open, throw it open to spirit. But this definitely says that you have ideas and you're excited about them, and it's time to emotionally invest in them and get the project started for real and for good. Because Alice is here, it's time to grant this wish for yourself. This is what I've been wanting for so long. It's time to grant that wish. Be your own fairy godmother. I hear ya. Your wish is granted. Long live Jambi. Right? So I don't know that I have a lot more to say about that, Cancer. It's absolutely beautiful. Interesting to see, like, you know, when you're in your season, things get heavier, obviously. You know, the sun is moving through your sign. You're having your solar return. And so things can get more intense for you. And then you move into the next sign, and there's this little thing that you can do, a little astrological mind game, where you can say that each sign is the opposite of the one before it. So if you look at Cancer being very internal and very emotional and very moody, and did I say internal? Yes, internal. Reticent, keeping things close in. In a shell, shielded. And then there's Leo, Papa, you know, moon, sun, opposites, right? So Cancer moving into Leo season, it's now time to bring those ideas out and kick them off righteously. And you know, the Ace of Cups here, emotional investment is what takes us to commitment. That's what allows us to see things through. Either being completely emotionally invested, and you know, being invested to the point of do or die, whether I get happiness out of this or not, I still am committed to doing it. So that to me is a function of water. Fire is all about the passion and the motivation, but that can burn out. Water in the emotional realm is, now I have an emotional stake in seeing this through. I'm after an emotional payoff, and that's what takes us to commitment. So, all right. Shall we do a general? Let's do a general reading. We're just at an hour. Time to play Cancer. Why the D popped in? Cancer D. Uh-oh. Is everybody facing the same way? All right, I'm just going to do a general reading for the collective. Of course, I'm always thinking about us in the U.S. Holy shit. And no, I'm not going to shuffle anymore. We're just going to do this. Holy mackerel, Andy. All right. Hoo-wee baby. So do you think people getting together and going to like frickin' Lollapalooza is going to cause us any problems here down the road, or in the short run even? Yeah, we've got people getting together, people drinking from the same cup, if you will. And then the Tower comes in and the High Priestess comes in. So the Tower is going to shake us up again for sure. Well, we're getting shaken up. I mean, this is more like now. But it's time for us to look at, okay, what really are we learning? There's always something to be learned. And even though, hi, ups and downs, welcome. Yay, I'm glad you made it. Even though we've been through it before, there's still more to learn. There's still new things for us to learn. And this can also talk about just kind of stepping back from the fray. Again, we've been through it before. So here's where I want to bring in that no cure for hot and cold thing. We know that there are people that are just not going to do what we want them to do. They're just not going to do it, no matter how bad we want them to do it. No matter how many memes we send across Facebook, no matter how many masket or casket things, no matter how much shaming we do, no matter how much science and knowledge and wisdom we throw at them, they're just not going to do what we want them to do and what we need them to do. So we have to give up that need, or we're going to be suffering even more. So we can acknowledge that, but the High Priestess says we take a step back. We look at it from a broader perspective and go, they're going to do what they're going to do. I'm not going to spend, or ask yourself the question, how much of my psychic energy, my emotional energy, mental, physical energy, am I going to spend jumping up and down about these people? Or can I recall that? Not go into the emotional realm, because I know what they're about. We know this is just the way it is. And yes, maybe some people can be changed. Let's hope they can. But at this point, it's getting kind of doubtful. So we can take a step back. And then we have another pair of major arcana here. We've got the Fool and the Emperor. Ooh, holy shit. All right. Well, I mean, we can look at the Emperor in the middle as the government stepping in. I know that we had the eviction moratorium was expiring, and Biden, I'm looking at the Emperor as Biden here, said he did not have the authority to kind of, as a mandate or as an executive order, to just extend it. He didn't have that power. So he consulted with lawyers, and they gave him a path forward to challenge that. And of course now he's got all the landlords coming down on his head because they're out the money. So we're still in the middle of a great big crisis, and the economic crisis has only really begun to unfold, is what I feel. I feel we've got a lot more unfolding to happen here. It's still like in flux. Everything's up in the air. It's very reactive. Everything's very reactive right now, and has been for a hell of a long time. And it's exhausting. So let's see here. So the Fool, okay, that's Samantha commenting on the Tower, that yes, you have to let the old fall down before you can build something new. The Fool, look at the Fool heading towards the past here, heading away from the Emperor. So we're still dealing with fools in power, right? But looking to the side of the Emperor on this side, it says we stand our ground. That we stand our ground. All right. And then we've got a pair down here, but it is a pair of courts. All right. The Queen, the Wounded Woman is what I call her. And then the King of Wands is the executive, the boss, the man that's going to stand up, damn the torpedoes. And we've got the Harvest here. Okay, so this just talks about going into fall. And I'm looking at this as the next harvest festival because it shows a harvest. And this is what I know you, Samantha, and others have been feeling, is right around the equinoxes when the shit's really going to be hitting the fan and getting serious. Now, I know that they have said we're not going to lock down again the way we did before. And that may be true because we're relying, the thinking may be the people that have kept themselves safe so far and been vaccinated and everything, why should we be punished? So allowing people to go and do and, be self-determining if we've taken our own responsibility. And that means that the fools, can just do what they want to do. So harvest time, and then we've got Queen of Swords here. There's going to be some, truth-telling then too. Looking around the equinox, some truth-telling coming up, and King of Wands, somebody taking up a fiery sword is what I'm getting there. And then, ooch, we have the Five of Swords. Yeah, we're in the battle. We are in the thick of battle. It remains to be seen, victory, defeat, why bother? Why even bother? We're just in the fray. And looking for, how to exist, do what we need to do in this fray. So at least for the next week, decision making. I mean, things are happening like my daughter's partner, his band is going out on tour. And it's like, I can't imagine being entertainers in bands that are going out on tour and just having no clue. How scary is that? The people going to the concert, I'm sure, are not scared. They're just like, let's go. But the bands are out there because they need to make money. They have to go, and they want to see their fans. His band has an album that was released in 2020, and they haven't been able to tour it yet. And it kicks ass, and they're wrapping up their next album. So they haven't been able to tour it. So I feel good for the people that can get out and see their fans, but it's got to be just scary as all get out. To just not, and to not know, to get out there and not know if your tour could be canceled in the middle, if you're going to be dropping dates, stuck in the middle of the country with a week with no dates, there's just all kinds of stuff. Okay, Samantha says, Queen starts in the mental and the King sends the energy out. That's great. A good time to focus on changing your life by starting with changing your mind a little more, perhaps. Absolutely. So on an individual basis, certainly that's the way it is. I'm kind of framing this as the collective, what's a happening here and what's coming for the collective. So I really do feel like at harvest time here. And it's also time to assess. The harvest time is about assessment. about seeing what we've brought in, what we've learned, where we've been, what does it mean. So there you go. That's what Samantha's saying here. She's processing it mentally. She's raising up that sort of truth and going, here is exactly what the truth of it is. And then the King of Wands carries that fiery sword forward to make some changes. So rolling into next week, but just know, and things around this new moon, of course, are kind of polarizing. So this card, the Five of Swords, can kind of talk about polarizing because it's victory, defeat. Which way is it? You know, win, lose. What is it? So, so another way we can deal with this then is just to keep that win-win mentality. And if you can think of, what am I learning? What's new? How can I adjust my own behavior so that things are even better for me, for the collective? Then we got a win-win. Okay? All right, you guys. All right. I think my poor little voice is about to be done, but let's have a she-who. Let's have an Elle key for us as well. Okay. Elle key, who's going to be here to hold our hands? What facet of ourselves can we bring to the fore this week as we go through the Lion's Gate? Roaring. I'm going to take that one. She who resists. Audaz. Fearless, justified, resistant. All right. So, resistant to negativity, resistant to the people that would drag us down, resistant to believing people's judgments of us, just resistant to the progress of the disease, resistant to all of those things. So, all right, you guys. Well, that was minimal throat clearing. You should have heard me before I went live. I was hacking up a lung. Anyway, thank you so much for being with me. Hit the like button on your way out, if you would, please. And if you are interested in a personal reading, you can DM me below. There's a link. If you're interested in adding to the deck collection, you can hit the wish list below and send me something and get a reading for yourself. If you just enjoy your time together here, and you can shoot me a couple dollars, I bless you for every single penny. Nothing is too small. It all counts, and I bless you for it. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. I will see you probably Saturday. All right? Take care. Blessed be.